So in the aftermath of Deontay Wilder's loss to Tyson Fury, he's finally made some statements today. He made some statements to Yahoo Sports, and apparently now he's blaming the suit that he wore, that super shredder costume that he wore to the ring. He's saying it weighed about 40 pounds, and that's why his legs were shot. I mean, it's kind of a lame excuse, and this is coming from a Wilder fan. Apparently, he's going to Africa at the end of March on vacation, and then when he comes back, he's gonna start training, and he's gonna fight Fury again in the trilogy match. Which I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I understand the reasoning behind it. A lot of money's on the table. There's a rematch clause, so I mean, he's got to make that fight because if he fights somebody else, lesser caliber fighter, and for whatever reason, if he loses a lot of money. So I get it. But apparently he's also upset with his trainer, Mark Breland, for throwing in the towel, which I don't understand because he wasn't looking good at all. He had nothing left, and his trainer, did him a favor by throwing the towel in. But according to this, he's saying that he didn't have a broken jaw and that Fury never hurt him. And he's saying, he wanted to go out on the shield, which, I kind of understand. Deontay goes on to say, he says, I didn't have any legs from the beginning of the fight. In the third round, he says, my legs were shot. I'm a warrior. People who know me know that I'm a warrior. It could easily be told that I didn't have legs. He said that he only was able to put on that costume for the first time that night. And it was 40 pounds, and he was doing it for Black History Month. And look, here's the thing. I understand it's Black History Month, but I thought that entrance was a little bit too much. And I felt like, you're not ingratiating your fans to... You're kind of being divisive, I think. I understand Black History Month. I get it. He's a black fighter. But at the same time, if he would have came out with the red, white, and blue and also did a little Black History, I think that would have been cool. But for him to come out the way he came out, with whoever that guy was that was rapping and just kept saying black over and over and over again, I think it's kind of divisive, and I think it's falling down that, not to get political, but falling down that super woke rabbit hole. And I don't think that's a good thing for him. And now he's making all these excuses, and that's just making matters worse in terms of him being, very unlikable, which I think he's a likable guy. I'm a fan of him. So he goes on to say about his trainer. He says that he's upset with him, and he says that, this is it's not an emotional thing. He said, I talked about this many times over the years. I'm a ruler. I'm a champion. I'm a warrior. I want to go out on my shield. I'm going to go in and kill a man. I want to be respected the same way. And he told his team to never ever throw in the towel no matter what. I mean, that sounds like Rocky 4. That sounds like Apollo Creed when he was told Rocky, you ain't going to stop this fight no matter what. And then he's complaining about Bayless, and he's saying that Bayless warned him a lot about, fighting dirty and hitting in the back of the head and so on and so forth. And look, here's the thing. Fury was hitting him on the back of the head. It was dirty boxing. Wilder was also hitting him on the back of the head too. I guess that was retaliation, and in the clinches and the breaks and everything. I get it. But I thought Bayless did a fairly decent job. In fact, some people were complaining that Bayless did a little bit too much and favored Wilder. I didn't think he really favored Wilder. I mean, he did deduct that point, but Tyson was hitting a lot on the breaks, hitting in the back of the head. And that knockdown in round, in round 3, that was a rabbit punch. But it happened so fast you really couldn't see it. But I think Wilder was already hurt before that. I saw a shot that hit him on the ear in the second round. And I thought from that point on, that was the end. That was the beginning of the end. He had nothing left, So apparently he's also, a friend of mine just posted something saying apparently he's going to fire his coach for throwing the towel, which I think is really, really, really ridiculous. I think that's a really, really bad idea because he didn't do anything wrong. His other trainer, what's his name? I think his name is Jay. Jay was saying that, he didn't want to throw in the towel. And I think you're doing your fighter a great disservice. I understand it's a warrior sport and everything. But Wilder didn't look like he had anything left at all. He was just surviving. And, I mean, what's the point? He didn't have the legs to... We understand Deontay has the right hand, the equalizer, right? The eraser. But he didn't have any legs to fire that right hand at that point. So what was the point? For him to get permanent damage? No, I don't agree with it. Wilder, as much as I like him, I'm starting to see that he's very, very delusional. Very delusional about himself, and he's got a lot of yes men around him, appears to be the case. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think. It's Mike from Bensonhurst. Keep banging.